And good Friday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. How are you today? I hope everything is fine in your world as you get your day going. We're finally here on Friday, thank heavens. It's good to always have that. Expect a lot of rain today. We'll get into the breakdown here in just a moment today. Flash flooding possible this afternoon from noon until about 8 p.m. So keep that under your hat. Be prepared for that and carry an umbrella with you this morning as you head out because you will need that before the day is out. Had a little bit of rain last night, some heavy raining to the west and to the south of Meridian. Clark County got a lot, as well as the Decatur area all the way through Chunky and through those areas last night. No warnings, but we did out to our west have several flash flood warnings toward Jackson, Smith County and those areas. Really not in the Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton area, but heavy rain nonetheless yesterday. Right now you're waking up to 71 as we'll only reach 87 today, and that's only because of the rain. And then expect this stuff to get worse and worse with the heat over the weekend. It's going to be mighty warm tomorrow's heat index will rise all the way through Tuesday. So for the next 3 to 4 days, it's going to be pretty warm there. Let's see here. Biden is expected to give a speech today on the mess that we've got in Afghanistan. That should fall around between noon and 1. I'll check back on the time, but it's going to be right after lunch is when Joe will give his press conference. Not sure if he'll take questions. He's known for not taking a lot of those when it comes to all that. Did you know that the late night shows, I didn't even realize this had happened. Greg Gutfeld, the guy that used to be on the 5 on Fox News, has started a nighttime show at 11 o'clock, and he is now king of the hill. He is now has more viewers than Colbert or CBS, these late shows. Remember the Jay Leno show? He's it on Fox News. Shocked me. I did not know that. So if you're like me and you're in bed at that time, you might want to tape it. I can't stay up that late to watch stuff like that. Not anymore anyway. All right, let's take a quick glance at radar this morning as we're waking up to give you an overview of what we got. We're going to get into the hurricane situation because there's a lot of them out there. There's several going on. We got 2 that will become hurricanes today. Or by late this afternoon, at least anyway, as they make their way. Rhode Island, y'all be ready. All right, as we, let me flip some buttons to get back to our screen here. As we pull up radar, this is what we're showing here. Not really a lot of rain in our area. We move in on this and we start seeing that over here on the west side, on the Mississippi River, we've got some showers and 1 or 2 just sprinkles that we're picking up around Clinton, north of Ridgeland and south of Jackson a little bit there. And 1 small little shower there, and it's itsy-bitsy down in Clark County this morning as we wake up. Over in the edge of Alabama a little bit. And we do see some fog popping up here south of Shreveport, over near Tuscaloosa, Alabama. If you're there this morning, you've got a little bit of fog in your areas. We go down to the Mississippi coast here. We take a look at what we've got here. This is a heat advisory in parts of Mississippi all the way over to Baton Rouge. Now, our area doesn't exactly have one. As we move into the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and look at this, all of this here along the coastline from Pascagoula, Biloxi, over to Slidell, Louisiana. This is excessive heat watch. So heat advisory in effect anywhere on the beach if you're going down there this area this weekend or today anyway. So be prepared for that. As we back out, we do see some showers up in Asheville, Kentucky, along here, Johnson City, Tennessee. We got some showers. That's Asheville, North Carolina. I don't know why I said Kentucky. Kentucky's back over this way. As we look at Murfreesboro, some showers in between you and Nashville. Nothing major there. Evansville, Indiana, some fog on that. And up in the North Dakota area, showers this morning. So that's a quick overview. We're going to come back and look at these tropical storms that are, and I say tropical storms very lightly because they won't be tropical storms long. The most they'll reach is a Category 1, but that is right around the corner for today. So be prepared on that if you live in those areas. If you're going to be in the Mexico area, you got somebody visiting there. All right, let's take a look at what the National Weather Service has to tell us today. As we pull this up, our record low was set in 1999. I left a number off earlier this morning. It was early. 104 degrees was set back in 1999. Our coolest day was set in 1976, 56 degrees on this cool morning back in 76. As we move forward, we look at what today is going to happen, showers. Now, this line will fall most likely across Lauderdale and the eastern portion up by NAS Meridian, Daleville, these areas, and cut across just barely north of the city limits of Philadelphia and take in all of Kemper County, Columbus, Winston County, Louisville there, Noxapater. Y'all are going to have a wet one as well, even up through Columbus. As you get south out of Meridian, southwest of here, will be some rain, but not the rain that is expected here as we look at this map given to us earlier this morning. LaWanda says there's a little bit of fog around the Porterville area this morning. She's up walking around, so y'all be careful there. Unsettled dense fog that kind of sneaks in. As we look at the Alabama side, Demopolis, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, y'all got a wet day ahead of you. Numerous showers and thunderstorms will pop up across the state of Alabama. That being to the east of the Meridian area, most likely it will get that. Now, as we do the breakdown on this, this is what we look at on flash flooding today. Now, if you hadn't planned your day yet, beginning around noon till about 8 p.m. is the chance. Now, the bigger chance rolls in after 1 o'clock. There will be a 1 to 4 timeline, and then another chance right after that. But a big chance between 1 and 4 will be the heaviest of rain that will happen today. If that changes, we'll be on top of that. And as always, we'll break in and go live to let you know. But as we look at this area here, Clark County all the way Newton County, y'all have got it, Scott County, as we go through Noxubee and all of these areas through Neshoba and Winston. Wet weather ahead for you today. Now, let's look at this heat of what we've got. As we break this down, this is what is coming tomorrow for heat stress. The worst of the weather will remain south and west of the Meridian area. We're looking at probably 97, 98 heat index tomorrow is what we've got on tap. But as we go out to the west here, it's going to jump at Jackson to 105. And then you get to about midway on the other side of Jackson to Vicksburg. It's going to jump to that 110 degree range, 106 to 110. So extremely warm there through the Delta from Vicksburg and north. Again, it's going to be warm. So 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. are those hours that you don't want to be outside unless you just have to. Plan your day around that. Get up early, do what you have to. Now, we look at this all the way through Tuesday. This is going to be Sunday through Tuesday, and it just getting worse if you'll look at this map. Most of Mississippi, and I doubt very seriously that the Meridian area makes it that long without being also changed to the elevated risk. At this point, Meridian, including Clark, as we go over through Jasper County and Newton County and Kemper and most of Neshoba County under limited risk. North of Philadelphia is at elevated risk, but I see this changing before Tuesday. Excessive heat, and again, each day 10 to 7. So between now and Tuesday, do what you got to do early or do it late. That stuff will zap you in no time at all. As we come across there, this is where we are on hurricanes this morning. Now, we've got 2 that are tropical storms now that before the day is out are going to turn into a Category 1 hurricane. This is headed to Rhode Island. This is headed into Mexico this afternoon. This is starting to form, and at this point, 5 days out, a 20% chance of turning into something. And it has a loop of going kind of this way is what we've got. We'll watch this one also. This could be our next storm, but we watch Henry and Grace, and we put out on the eastern coastline of the United States to be extremely cautious. Heads up as this heads that way. Let's look at the breakdown of this. This is Grace. She's sitting here at 4 a.m. this morning. She's headed straight into Mexico, and will be a Category 1 here in a little while. We'll look at my map and zoom in so you can see this better in a moment. This is the overview. Within an hour from now, hour and a half, they will start feeling the winds there, moving into Mexico there as this hurricane force comes in. This is what they'll expect. That's some heavy rains there, winds rather. 70 to 80 mile an hour winds will come in on that coastline. As we move forward, now we look at Henry. This is what is headed toward Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maine, New Hampshire, and these areas here on that eastern coastline. Here he sits on this one. That's Henry. And it's going that way. I always spelled Henry with a Y, but, who am I to say? They did that, didn't they? But headed that way, New York will get rain out of this as well. As we look at this, Henry's path there. And now let's hold on before we go into the heat and go into the radar and show you more about this. Let me pull this up. All right, let's start with Grace down here in Mexico. Let's pull this back up as we go down. This is where Grace is sitting this morning. She has 69-mile-an-hour wind. She has gusts of 86 miles an hour, moving west at 16 miles an hour. As we look at this afternoon, by 1 o'clock, it will change and go into a full-fledged hurricane at 86-mile-an-hour winds with gusts of 104. We're expected this by the early morning hours, if not late tonight, but by 1 a.m. to be ashore as it makes its way into Mexico. If you've ever visited Mexico, been in these areas, this is probably familiar to you. I've never visited, been there in my life. Heard tales of it, but never been. But that is what is headed to Mexico. And by tomorrow at 1 o'clock, it will decrease back down to a tropical storm as it comes in. But it comes in roaring with a 1 today. Now, let's go up the coastline here on the east side of the United States. Here's Henry sitting this morning. Henry has, let's see here, I clicked the wrong button. Let's look at his winds this morning. Henry is not wanting to cooperate there. All right, as we look at Henry, sitting at 63-mile-an-hour winds this morning, moving west-northwest at 9 miles an hour. As we look at this, still a tropical storm by tomorrow. By the afternoon, tomorrow afternoon is when Henry will change and become a hurricane. Winds are expected to jump to 81 mile an hour, gust of 98 as it moves up the coast. And we follow this. By late Tuesday is when we start getting ready for landfall. Still looking at a Category 1 coming ashore at 75 miles an hour and gust of 92. And again, this is going to be Tuesday at 1 a.m. in the morning, but Rhode Island, this is where it's coming, toward Newport, everything on the east side of this. Y'all be ready for this. We'll watch this and follow this storm as it comes up, but rough weather headed your way on that eastern coastline. Now, as we look at this, we back out on this Linda down here out by Hawaii, starting to fizzle down a little bit at this point this morning. And, of course, Hawaii there, we'll get some of this rain as it's coming. We've got 58-mile-an-hour gust, wind speed of 46 this morning, moving west at 17 miles an hour. And we look at this. Here's Hawaii sitting here. And this is going to be approaching pretty quick there. This will be Sunday at 1 in the afternoon when they start feeling the effects of this in Hawaii. So you've got friends and family on vacation. Maybe you're there. I'm not sure, but enjoy yourself. That's a quick look at the hurricane status of this morning of what we've got shaking up in the waters. And then another one that is building that hasn't done anything, 20% chance of it forming. We'll watch that one as well to see what it has to do as it moves along in those waters. Let's go back and look at our temperatures of what we're looking for today and all of this. As we pull this back up, these are the temps that are expected over the next 10 days. Warm, and warmer for us there. Now, we had some reds earlier this week, but this is what's going to hang over us all the way at least through Tuesday. This is a 10-day forecast for hot weather in store for us. As we look at the 7-day forecast, here's what we got. Now, today, although it's only 87, it's because we're going to be getting that rain. We have a 70% chance today. Likely, mainly the worst of it between 1 and 4, but we do have a chance of some showers after 4 with a possible thunderstorm, but the main threat will fall between 1 and 4. Again, our high of 87 will decrease tonight to a 30% chance of showers. The low should hit about 72. Be mostly cloudy. And as we roll into Saturday, we have a 50% chance of showers happening before 10 p.m. Let me back up on that. Showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m. I don't know where that come from. I saw a 1 and changed my story, didn't I? But showers after 1 o'clock. Otherwise, mostly sunny. Heat index tomorrow will tap 97. That's right at that 100 degree. And again, to the west of us toward Jackson, they're looking at that 105. But we're about 97 to 100 in the Meridian area. As we move into Saturday night, almost invisible rain. 20% chance with a low of 73. We get up Sunday morning to head off to church, and we'll have a 40% chance of showers in that forecast with a high of about 94. As you see right there, the temperatures start climbing, and by Monday, we're sitting at a high of 95 with a 40% chance of showers in the forecast. So we're not out of this. It's going to be warm and wet. As a matter of fact, it's throwing rain chances at us for the next 7 days there. As we jump ahead and we go all the way through September the 3rd, nice to hear September. It almost makes you think it's going to be cool, but not quite yet. We start seeing highs still hovering around 90, 88, 89 in there. Nighttime lows 69 to 70. Rain chances still in that forecast for us as we roll into September. So that's a brief outlook of what we've got today. Again, today's high 87, 71 right now as you're waking up. There are some small areas of dense fog this morning, so keep that in mind as you're up stirring. We're going to be back here in just a little bit, about an hour and 15 minutes as we'll kick into the morning show. I got Candace getting ready. She'll be in. We've got a lot to cover of the schools that are now mandating masks. Lauderdale County has thrown that in. We just got that posted a little bit ago. Newton will tell you all about this coming up at 8 a.m. And as always, if you've got something we don't know about, shoot us a message. Let us know so we can share that with everybody else. And LaWanda pointed out, September means dove season. And you're absolutely right. The first chance Mississippi and Alabama gets a chance to drag our guns out of the closet and go do something. Can't help it. It's a Southern thing. We love it. So join us for all of that. We'll go over an arrest has been made in Meridian as well. That is great. And a murder that happened a few weeks ago. We'll tell you all about that coming up this morning. So come back and join us. Again, thank you for joining us. And let me say some good mornings. I don't think I've done that yet. Let's wish a good morning to Brian Troy. How are you today? Along with Beth Vick, Joy Robinson. How are you? Sylvia Stewart is up. Kenny Smith, good morning. Miss Joy Stamper. Always love hearing from you. Miss LaWanda Grantham out doing her walking today. Debbie Furter, have a safe Friday to everyone. Terry Lynn is up along with Miss Linda Culpepper, Bree Packer. Lamar Hembry joins us in Kemper County. And also Reggie McKee. Good morning to all. So thank you all so much for coming by. We'll be back again in just a little bit, beginning at 8 a.m. to go live with all of this, to tell you everything that's going on in and around in our communities and across the Deep South there. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon as we'll continue your coverage here at Scotty Ray's Weather.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by